how old were your kids? Remember when you used to, first of all, what's an intro to a song that makes you crank it as soon as you hear it?
An intro to a song.
Yeah, a song where it starts and you're like, boom.
Oh, it could be like Shot Through the Heart or something like that. Or it could be Summer of '69. You know what I'm saying, right?
Okay,
You
okay.
just, or
Apparently,
Baby Shark.
do.
Yeah.
Apparently, Kelsey was watching this show and the song came on. I'm like, man, I remember like cranking this song. So of
Yeah.
course I throw it onto a playlist and I'm in the car and I've got it thumping.
Yeah.
And the kids hop in the car. I'm like, at what age were you you didn't care what you were listening to in the car? Like whatever. I'll listen to whatever because the kids are old enough that they can figure this out.
What age? I don't know. In general, I've always just put whatever the hell I want. Right?
Okay. Well, here's what happened here. Okay.
I'm not picky when it comes to music. Like I kind of am. It depends on the mood, because mood or music is a wonderful equalizer for mood,
So it was DMX. It was DMX.
Oh, yeah.
X gonna give like I had that thing thumping in the car, and I
know
like,
exactly what song that is. Yeah,
yeah. It was that song that when you hear it, for some reason, you gotta crank it. You can't listen to that thing quietly.
No, exactly.
And I'm the last guy. Like, look at me.
Yeah, you're kind of white. Just saying.
I'm
right?
extremely Caucasian, and I definitely couldn't dance. But I was listening to DMX in the car and Gage
cranked it up and
just. I'm like, what? You've heard worse on movies. Settle down.
Well, exactly. Like, there's a thing, right? Like, it's in our vehicle, it's almost universal. If Summer of '69 comes on, it's like the guitar riff starts up, and and even my kids are like, yeah,
that's right.
They love it.
That's right. I listen to a lot of Metallica in the car, and the kids will dig into that. But Summer '69 would be, DMX is awesome. DMX would be, sorry, I humbly was cranking Nickelback not too long ago.
Yeah, which one though, right?
Leader of Men, still my favorite Nickelback song.
That's fair.
Before Nickelback became Theory of a Dead Man.
But my youngest, she loves that. She Drives Me Crazy.
Fine Young Cannibals.
Oh, there we go. That's a pretty good one. Yeah.
Yeah, She Drives Me Crazy. Is that the song you're talking about?
No. It was from Nickelback. Sorry.
Oh, I haven't heard that yet.
Or She Drives Me, or what is it? So, Funky Little Monkeys, Twisted Sister, right? Or whatever it was, right?
We'll have to find it.
You don't know that one? Oh, okay.
Oh, I know that Theory of a Dead Man came after Nickelback, but then they all started to sound the same because they had the same producer.
That's fair. Yep. Nickelback came up with I feel sorry for Nickelback because they're big. Like they're really freaking big as a band, right?
Nickelback is a good band. They're a solid rock band, and I've seen them live, and I had the worst seats in the house. Literally,
was like they came out when rock was dead. Like rock, it was declining, right?
So what happened with Nickelback? And I do like Nickelback. What they did was they came out, and then you had Theory of a Dead Man, and then who was a Papa Roach. Like there were a lot of these bands that came out that had the same exact sound, and we were hearing the same exact thing over and over again on the radio. So people got tired of it. Are they a solid band? Yeah, they're great. And I'll say this out loud for everybody to hear. I've seen a couple Canadian bands that are iconic.
Yeah.
Okay. And one, I believe, is one of the most overrated Canadian bands of all time because I've seen them live and it was the worst concert I've ever seen. Nickelback was fantastic. The other one was a Tragically Hip.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I you know what? This is blasphemous. Like that's a horrible thing to say, but I never really got into the big hype that was the Tragic.
They were fine, but they are not a stadium or an arena band.
No, I agree with you. Like I would listen to them. I'm like, okay, they're pretty good. And then I know people are like, oh my God, they're legendary. I'm like, are they really? Like they're okay, I guess.
If you had the choice between seeing the Hip in their heyday or the Bare Naked Ladies, who do you go see?
The Hip would probably have more instrumental, but the Bare Naked Ladies would be more memorable.
Way more fun. It's like seeing
you have a lot of fun. You know, it'd be like I'm having a good time. The hip would be like, oh yeah, you know, I remember this song. You know, feel bad. You know, I feel so sad. But yeah, if it was Bare Naked Ladies or like Crash Test Dummies or
How
something, right?
dare you?
So,
Oh, Chris, here's the thing. Here's the thing. The Hip were a solid band, no doubt, but I put them
oh yeah,
I put them even keel with like Blue Rodeo.
that's fair.
They're a good Canadian band, but
They're a great
you have
band.
to get into it.
Yeah,
Did I listen to them? Yeah. Did I have a couple of their cassettes? You betcha.
yeah.
But I never invested in vinyl. Although I
You
might,
know,
because they were so
I
pretty.
had some of their albums too, and you know, if when I had them, you know, in that, you know, in the sleeve that goes over your visor for the CD player, I was like, yeah, okay, maybe I'll listen to it, but then it probably had the least amount of play in my vehicle.
We've got we got to go back to the chat here. We got people
Ooh, okay, getting a
Matthew
little fired
Good.
up there, eh?
I haven't listened to Matthew Good in some time.
For a long time, yeah.
You know what I don't like about the chat? I love everybody in chat, but the fact that they've changed the way the chat looks to us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, hang on a second. I can make this look better for us because large custom. Oh, there we go. Let's.
Justin Bieber than Bare Naked Ladies. You know, the Bare Naked Ladies, you know, a lot of people would argue like they were a great band before they got into like, then they turned into a big band, and it wasn't it was more fun, but wasn't as good, right?
You know what? I remember Stephen Page was here at the university doing a speech, and it was a Brian Wilson will be a tough song, hard song to play on guitar, but they're just normal guys. Like I remember when their first album came out, and it was just, I think they recorded in their basement, and it was fantastic. They did "Lovers in a Dangerous Time," and I remember that video being probably done on an 8mm handheld, and it was fun.
Great, yeah.
Did we get rid of fun? This is tying into us becoming boring.
100%. You know, like one of the best concerts that I ever went to. Okay, Great Big Sea at the Keystone.
That's when they were here every like 3 months. I remember seeing them too.
Like they were great. It was just a fun time.
And are we all into Celtic rock? Kind of, not really, but it's fun.
I don't know. I kind of like that stuff. We are like, our kids grew up with a lot of that stuff.
Not a lot of K-pop.
Not a lot. Now it's a lot of K-pop, but when they were growing up, it was a lot of Great Big Sea, Spirit of the West. It was the Corrs a lot. My daughter really liked the Corrs.
You know, when you see someone that doesn't sound like they look, I love to see Anne Murray do that. Actually, is she still alive?
Good question.
I think she is. Probably. You know, when you see a group and they don't sound like they look, does that make sense?
Yep.
I would say that's true to K-pop because they sound really English. Like they sound.
Well, they do. Yes.
Right. Like you speak pretty
and then
good
you
English,
see, and it's then you see them and you're like, oh, I didn't think that they were going to be Korean.
No, and this happened to me, and I think I told you about this when I remember in the 90s, and the music we had was all like your Alanis and you know, all the stuff. And I remember hearing Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yep.
And I listened to them like crazy. I had their album. Did I open up the CD sleeve to look at it? Not really. And then I saw a video. I'm like,
yeah, that doesn't look like them at all, right?
Like they're playing golf. I'm like, Darius Rucker, like he doesn't sound, it wasn't, the sound didn't match to what I was expecting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But still great. Like, and there's some artists out there that you see them. Remember Blues Traveler?
Yes, that's the name I was trying to remember. That's exactly the one I was thinking of, where the music video was not them.
It wasn't them, but the Black Crowes, another great band from back in the day. But Blues Traveler, the dude had a voice, and again, for as heavy as he was, you think he'd be a deeper voice, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but he's good. Look up Anne Murray doing
Karma Chameleon, really? That's great.
You know what's interesting? I have that album by Culture Club I have that on vinyl. If that's what she's talking about, Karma Chameleon. Blues Traveler was great, and we had a lot of them. And there was Cumbersome, 7 Mary 3, One Hit Wonder. And I used to like play bass and jam with guys, and I used to sing that song.
Oh,
Cumbersome.
really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like, and then we stop. We have these hobbies or these things that we get interested into. That we get interested, and we forgot about it. Oh, Soundgarden. You know what? I have
Black Hole Sun, I guess, was pretty good.
Soundgarden. Oh,
Smashing Pumpkins. Okay, like I was listening to Smashing Pumpkins just the other day.
Chris Cornell is a guy that could hold a note for like an hour.
Yeah.
And he had an amazing voice. And one show that I regret not seeing was he was doing an acoustic tour at the Burt. And I missed it. And then not long after
was it the 90s?
Yeah, it was in 2000s, like not long before he passed away. But Chris Cornell and Soundgarden, like I was a Temple of the Dog, Pearl Jam, Foo Fighters, Soundgarden guy, not a Nirvana guy. I know everybody loves Nirvana, but I got a sneeze coming and it's going to do something to me.
Nirvana was great. Nirvana, I was a big Nirvana fan, right? Nirvana, I really like Pearl Jam as well. Pearl Jam was or Live. Those three were really the ones I would listen to on a regular basis.
Apparently Live just played in Winnipeg and I heard the concert was bad. He had lost his voice and it was terrible.
Really?
Yeah, I would have loved to see it. That's on my list to pick up in vinyl too, is Throwing Copper. And the next one I think I'm getting, Temple of the Dog was definitely one hit wonder. However, that was the first time you heard Eddie Vedder sing in a video.
Was it? Really?
Yeah. That happened before 10 had a video.
Wow. Crazy, eh?
Yeah. So anyway, going back to things that we used to do. I used to play bass and I loved playing bass. And there's so many times that I wish I'd just pick up another one and play.
So why don't you?
Here's where we're getting into what happens to us. Why is it that we had hobbies, we had somewhat talents, and then we stopped doing it? Like, does life really get in the way of enjoyment? Like, are we living? We're healthy.
We're just, a lot of the times, I think it really comes down to we get distracted and we fall back to the sort of like the more basic needs, where it's like instant happiness, gratification, that sort of thing. And we don't have that struggle anymore. We don't like that.
And I wonder is there a chance that that's why people are more miserable than they've ever been?
Oh, I would say that's a heavy chance.
Well, I mean, we're designed to create, right?
Yeah.
And right now we're consuming more than we're creating.
Yeah. Let's look at it this way. If you were to pick up the bass right now, or any instrument, okay, how long would you need to practice it on a daily basis to get good in a year?
In a year?
Yeah.
I don't think it would take me a year. I think I could pick it up pretty quick. And here's the funny thing.
20 minutes a day, 15, 20 minutes a day.
20 minutes a day, but I played bass. Why did I play bass? Thanks for asking. I played bass because I couldn't strum. I'm good. I'm a plunker. I could do one finger at a time. Like instead of strumming and holding a note, I could go. Kids, your problem is kids. Yeah, Curtis doesn't have kids.
I don't think so.
No, he doesn't.
I don't think so at all.
No,
honestly.
Kids get inspired by things too, right? Mm-hmm. Just no different than a partner or whoever can get inspired if you take up a hobby. Like you got into motorcycles, so did Angela, right? Yep. Like it rubs off. If I were to pick up the bass today, Jay, do you play any instruments? You play the piano, I'm assuming.
Well, I can. I'm not very good at it.
I mean, other than playing chopsticks, can you play?
So here's a funny thing: is my youngest wants to play the alto saxophone. Right. So she wants to play the alto sax. So then it's like, well, okay, I guess I've got to pick it up again to teach you how to play the alto sax.
You played the sax?
Yeah, I've got like an alto and a tenor here. So I'm relearning how to do it.
Hang on. You own 2 saxophones?
Yeah.
You're the first person I've known in my life that has owned a saxophone.
That's interesting, eh? So
saxophone. Gotcha.
Yeah. And so I've got to relearn how to do it. Right.
So,
and she's picking up faster than when I was teaching saxophone to kids.
Do you remember the Lost Boys?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
The sax man.
The shirtless guy with the sax. Yeah. And that's still his claim to fame.
Yeah.
Could you play that song?
I
still believe.
I don't know if he was. I think that song was recorded. I don't think it was fake, obviously, right? But somebody played it.
Okay. So why don't we do this? I'll pick up the bass again. You
right.
pick up the saxophone again, and we'll play that song.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know if I want to sing it.
Oh, to get in shape then.
Yeah, you have to oil
get
your
hair and oiled up and everything. Yeah,
like 4-inch chain links around your neck.
That's doable. I could stick those out from the '90s bag that I've got hidden in the back closet. So
But
that'd be
we
fine.
did this. Why were we so much more interesting? And it's not kids. It might be kids, or is it life? Did
I
we
don't
be
think so. I don't think so. In all honesty, I think it's one of those things because I've talked to a lot of people who okay, so this is the best example where I
yeah.
had a lady asking me, like, because my parents are musical, what instruments do you play? And I said, well, I don't really play anything right now. And they're like, why not? And I said, well, you kind of give the regular answer. I just don't have any time. Right.
Right.
And I mean, that's just kind of, there's reasons, but I don't really want to go into it with a client. Right.
Right.
And she looks at me and she goes, well, that's the type of thing that you make time for. Right. I was like,
Oh.
oh, okay. So I'm going to turn this on you. What do you play? She's like, oh, nothing, but I always wish I did. I'm like, well, why don't you then? She's like, well, I just don't know how. Well, you could
You
if you
make
wanted
the
to.
time to do it.
And she's like, well, I can't. I'm kind of busy. I'm like, well, this is the type of thing you make time for.
Wouldn't the world be amazing if people followed the advice they gave to other people?
Oh, a lot of times I think the advice that we give to people is generally like external monologues of those things that we are actually telling ourselves, kind of like a third person, right?
Oh, for sure. We're
You
like,
know,
hey, why don't you just do this when you're thinking, I really should be doing that.
right? Like that's really what I think a lot of this is. So, and a lot of times they speak on different insecurities. Oh, I wish I can go to the gym and lose 20 pounds, right? It's like, well, why don't you then? Or like the things like that. It's just that monologue that's going along there, of their hopes and dreams. It's like just grab a hold of one of them and just start doing it.
I think that there are so many things that we had that were part of our makeup that we maybe it's time, maybe it's work, maybe it's family, maybe it's everything. But I mean, I used to fish like a maniac. I used to fish so much, and I'm allergic to fish. There's that. But I love fishing, and it was so relaxing, and I did it, and then eventually, yeah, time got away from me. Riding the motorcycle, just time got away from me too.
Mhm.
And how do you recoup that when you have work and life and kids and all this? Is that the excuse, or is that do we use it as an excuse to not do things we love?
I
You
think a
can't
lot of
blame.
times I think a lot of times that's part of it. And I think a lot of it is we do want to do it, but the resistance to doing it is what gets in the way because everything really comes down to that external force, that resistance, whatever's holding you back from actually doing the thing that you want to do. And the more you want to do something, the greater the resistance to doing it, which is the eternal battle, right?
Yeah, if you do something that you've sort of claimed you don't do,
Yeah.
are you what would people say if you did it? What if
Yeah.
people and again, we're so worried about that. And I mean, we've talked about the same kind of creator that we talk about, and we're not in middle school anymore. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Like nobody
There's
cares what you're doing.
there's one book that I love, and I go back and I read this book regularly because it's just such an insightful piece of work. Okay.
Men are
It's
from
called,
Mars, women are from Venus.
oh no, this one's better. This one's so much better. Okay.
Subtle art of not giving a fuck.
No,
Okay.
no, no, not there yet either.
Okay.
This is a book by Stephen Pressfield. It's called The War of Art.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a play
So
on words.
anything by Stephen Pressfield is amazing for the creative mind. If you have any creativity in your mind and it's being smashed out by your logical perspective on life or whatever, your fears or whatever, you read some of his books. They're just quick little passages and stories and such. And yeah, it'll change how you see procrastination and that putting things off.
So, to anybody in chat, what's something that you used to do that you don't do, and you can't really, if you take your life out of the equation, because trust me, we're wasting time on the daily.
Oh,
What's something
yes.
that you
Oh,
used to do
God.
that you don't do that you regret not doing anymore?
Yeah, that's a big question, right? And it's usually pretty easy to answer those questions, right? But it's harder to come up with a why, a true why. It's easy to give just a blasé, like whatever answer, but it's hard to really go, well, it's because of this reason.
I think that men and women, I believe, and we're going to go down a rabbit hole here. Men and women have from the women that I know, they tend to keep their hobbies a little better than guys
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to whatever activity, like they go with their friends and they do stuff, or whether like Kelsey loves kayaking and she does that. Now she's into paddleboarding, which is great.
Yeah.
And there you go, boating, tubing, fishing. You can still do it. It's just when do we get rid of the excuses to quadding? See, all these things we can do as long as you still have the equipment to do it. You can do it as guys, and lots of guys are guilty of becoming utilities within the household.
Very much, yeah.
You go to work, you come home, you do the thing, you go to bed, and you wash, rinse, repeat, and it's a routine. And for some reason, I believe that it's been driven into our heads that you're either useful or useless is what I remember. You're either useful or you're useless, and downtime is wasted time. Yeah. So do you get a chance to relax? Not always.
No, not always. But okay, so here's something that I was that's relevant too. Okay. Because there have been changes because guys do tend to have a different perspective when it comes to the homes and everything like that. Okay. Sure. So if you look across different generations, okay, the amount of approximate weekly childcare time across generations, okay. Baby boomers were primarily the provider role. So like direct care that really wasn't there, like diapers and feeding. Approximate weekly childcare time was 2.5 to 3 hours. Okay.
Weekly?
Yes, weekly.
So breakfast and then bedtime.
Kind of. So Gen X, about 6.5 to 7 hours. Okay. So you've in that one generation, you have doubled the amount of time. It's still not a lot, but it's still doubled the amount of time that fathers, for example, want to spend time with their children. Millennials, it is about 8 hours, so even a little bit more. With it says 57% of millennial dads seeing parenting as central to their identity. Okay. Gen Z, they're projecting 8+ hours, and it's expected to continue at that rate.
So I would agree that Gen X spends more time in the especially guys. Were talking about guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, being that we grew up as latchkey kids and that we were there, we were to be seen, not heard. It was a different way of growing up. It wasn't bad. It made us more resilient, and
it created a lot of resiliency. I agree.
People say, "Oh, it's traumatic." No, it wasn't traumatic. You know what it was? It was childhood hardships that you needed to go through to toughen up a bit. And there's nothing wrong with toughening up.
No, exactly. If you have to go through hard times at some point in time, it should be when it's done in a relatively safe environment.
Right. Now, with me personally, I work from home, right? Like whether it's in studio, shop, office, and I go to the office to meet with clients and go to houses and show them homes and all that stuff. Right. But I mean, for the most part, I'm home. And it's funny how a stay-at-home mom is a hero, but a stay-at-home dad is a loser. Like, isn't that weird? How if I was a mom with a husband who was working, and I was at home and I was a real estate agent and I was doing my work and all this, like it would be like, hey, you should get an award for that. Where a guy does it because Kelsey's at work all day and I'm at work all day, but I'm here. It's just that weird dichotomy that it doesn't make sense. Like, why is it opposite? Because it's
because there's still a little bit of that double standard that occurs, or a lot, depending where you want to look at it and depending on perspective. But there is still that weirdness between the gender stereotypes. Whereas on one hand, the wife taking charge and doing all these things is something to be celebrated because of independence and feminism and everything like that. Whereas like the father doing these sort of things, it's like, you know what? You can't handle a job. You can't handle the real life. Why don't you man up? So I mean, that is a very different perspective on things. And it is a double standard.
It's a total double standard. But when I go back to the parenting part of it, where Gen X's, because we were, like, I had a great upbringing. They're fine. Like I turned out okay. Look at me now. But I do think, kind of. But I do think that we do make up for the fact that we were home to an empty house, and we don't want that for the kids. But we do. I'm guilty. We're guilty of doing too much for the kids at this age.
I agree. And like our lifestyle, and like we've had people question the way we have our lifestyle because, like, for example, like I'll go in the morning and then Ange will come down in the afternoon. So we'll swap, right? Or vice versa. She'll start in the morning and I'll go down in the afternoon. And the reason we ran to that lifestyle was because during COVID, we decided to homeschool. Okay. So we
Right.
needed somebody at home at all given times, plus the fact, there were 6 and 8. So it was pretty necessary. So we were doing that instructional perspective. And after COVID, we just decided this kind of works. And people have said, why don't you work full time? You could make more money. And I'm like, but I don't want to. I kind of like this.
I like it too. However, we're gonna argue for a hot second here. How old are the girls now?
Right now, they're 11 and 13.
Okay, so they could be home by themselves.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and I had this talk with the kids yesterday. I said, I will not pack another lunch for you. You guys are packing your own stuff, and you're gonna be doing your own laundry. You got to be able to do this stuff do it yourself.
Yep.
Like, why am I doing this? And Kelsey and I had the talk, and it was like, Quentin, you do too much. Like you got to let them do their thing. But
Absolutely.
I'm up early in the morning. I just do it. It's routine. And I do think that here's the thing, by the time I was 12, no one was packing lunch for me. Right. I mean, it was grade 7. I was grabbing my whatever. I was actually, I walked to school. I walked home for lunch. I walked back, and then I walked home after school with my no lunch, but a pack of cigarettes in my backpack.
Yeah.
Because that was happening.
That's happening. Yep.
That was happening.
Kids, don't try this at home.
Don't try it at home. But I mean, we wanted to be adults at a young age, right?
Yep.
And maybe that's part of it. Like, how your parents always seemed old? My parents seemed old. And I remember my mom's 36th birthday. Like, I thought they were old always.
Yeah.
And I think that they had more fun at this age. And I mean, they had more leisure time. They golfed, they did this, that, everything else. And it's unbelievable that they did all the leisure stuff where we got older.
Yeah.
Not physically. Like, I believe we were probably in better shape than our parents were at our age.
Yeah.
But I think we got old quicker. Somehow.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yes. Well, different lifestyles too. Different world.
We don't have a physically demanding world anymore.
No, we don't. But we do have a lot of isolation, and isolation plays a lot of different games on people.
There you go.
And we saw that during COVID. Now, I get it. I'm not blaming COVID because that was 6 years ago, but it has really created strong incentives to not socialize, not go out and do things, and not be with friends. One of the things that we've noticed, and this isn't by any means a bad thing, but we'll meet the parents of our kids, the friends, okay, and sometimes they're like, yeah, no, we don't want to hang out. We've got our friends. It's like they don't say that, but it's kind of implied, where it's like, yeah, we're not going to hang out. It's like, okay, that's fine. Whereas when my son was young, we used to hang out with all of his friends' parents.
See, and that's okay. I'm gonna argue that that's odd to me because my parents never hung out with my friends' parents, but my parents didn't really like my friends.
Well, I mean, there's that too, right?
So there's that.
So, yeah.
You do.
So things are different, And the other thing we did notice, like my son's friends, like their parents, the second the kids were old enough, like they were, 17, 18, and they didn't really, we never saw the parents again for the most part. Like once in a while, maybe, but it's not like we would do things with them anymore. It was just that friendship was like a time. It was just a little time and place, and it's gone.
I wonder, with that, I wonder if if your kids become the nucleus of your world, right? If they become the sun to you, they're there. Like, I love them, but are we getting to the point where do we feel selfish when we do our own thing?
I think some people do heavily. I've talked to a lot of clients who 100% feel that way. They feel that their purpose in life is to be sacrificing for the family, to be that martyr. And I'd like to remind them that there's a common thing amongst all martyrs, and that's that they're all dead.
They're all dead. But I believe that my purpose in life is to provide for the family, period. Right?
That's fair. That's it. And it's true, right?
Yeah.
Because somebody's got to do it, so the grown-ups do it.
The grown-ups do it. And I mean, you got to remember, I came from I grew up with we went through some rough times as a kid.
Right.
Like we lost the farm, like everything went real bad, and then it eventually came back up. Did I ever know that was a problem? No, because our parents just made sure that we were fine.
Right, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Exactly. And I think that you want to make sure that that's not an issue.
Yeah.
Although everybody goes through tough times, but when you switch from, and it happens in every marriage, I'm sure, where you switch from husband and wife to mom and dad, and you have trouble blending the two and being a little selfish, or not selfish, but doing the things you should be doing with your spouse, or doing things like that you should be doing for yourself, and just getting away. Like I cannot be gone for days on end. It drives me crazy to be away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is weird, but yeah, I can't like go away.
Yeah.
Like with the family, yeah, dig it. Let's go.
But that's entirely different. And like I would say that I'm pretty similar. I can go away for a few short days and I'm okay with that. But it's like go and get the job done while I'm there.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe do a few things and just whatever while you're there. But besides that, it's kind of like, okay, like kind of ready to get home.
Oh, 100%. Like I miss everybody in this house when I'm not here.
Yeah.
I'm just like that. But when people when we go from being relatively carefree and kind of living life to just existing within our space.
Yeah.
That happens for a lot of reasons. Like we're just talking about the caregiver identity takes over.
Yeah.
Lots of people are guilty of it, but there's also a time when you have to edge it out. Like with kids, like by the time your kid is driving, they're on their way out the door. And they should be able to exist
whether you like it or not. They've had that little taste of freedom and they want it. They want more.
And then and the thing is, if that goes on too long, like the kids in their 20s, and I think we've talked about this and this guy we both listened to, he said, listen, if you're in your 20s and your parents and you're taking money from your parents, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
And you should never say anything negative about those people. At all.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Like nothing. You should not bitch and moan about anything that your parents are doing. If you're in your 20s and you're still accepting money from them, then shut up.
Get your job done. Just get it over. You're in school or whatever it is. Just get the school done.
Get working, period. And get to work. If you're in high school and you're driving a vehicle and you have a cell phone, you better be working.
Right. Exactly.
Like, it's funny. We had this talk yesterday where Gage, and he's incredibly he's probably going to push towards engineering or something like that, right? He likes building and he's very
pretty good. Yeah.
And he said, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do in high school. I said, I'll tell you what, you want to do something and ace a course and have something in your back pocket forever. Why don't you go to Massey, take your academics there, go to Crocus and take the hair course? Because even when you're going to college, going to university, if you want to make some money, you can always forever cut hair. Yes. And you will ace that because you have a dad who has not only done it for 25 years, but he's taught it and traveled the country teaching it. You would blow through that course like it was nothing, and you would get it done for free instead of the $12,000 they're charging for it now. Are you insane?
Really?
Uh-huh.
Whew. Education is not cheap anymore, is it?
It's not, but you can get it for free. If your kids are going to high school and they can get something in their pocket for free that they will always be able to make $1 with, take it and then go on to university and figure out what you want to do.
Yeah, and I mean, people like to call that, the plan B or whatever. And I'm like, I would look at it more along the lines of a lot of kids are 20 years old and they go, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. It's like, that's fine. Just do this for the next 5 years and you're not making minimum wage flipping hamburgers.
Exactly. And I think that with kids, they're not as inspired as they once were because they see everybody being just successful in their, like, YouTube's a bitch because they're seeing everybody living the good life, but
yeah, it is a lie.
It is a lie. It is a lie. And that's also why, as you can see, I put 100% human on my on my thing. And which
95% human. So
come on,
I'm not quite there yet. So not quite there yet anymore. But that is true. I mean, like, we take a look at how it used to be. You look at like, if you were rich, you were famous. Right? Now you can choose.
You can be famous with one post.
Yeah, you can be famous or you can be rich. You don't. They don't go together. You can
Not
pick and
always.
choose which one you want.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can be popular, which gets you something, I'm sure.
I guess it's something, but I mean,
Gets you something.
you're not going to be paying for food on likes.
No, no, and some people believe they are. I mean,
You know, that's
let's
the thing that I tell myself whenever I put a video that doesn't really track, right?
yeah.
It doesn't hitting like 1,000 views or 5,000 views or whatever. It's also like, well, it doesn't matter really because they're not. Who are they?
Who are they? And again, we listen to the same guy, and if you're worried about the trolls, even chat, and everybody's lovely in chat, but if you're worried about Johnny Pants 49 saying you're ugly online,
Yeah.
this is not junior high. We don't care.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
could care. There is not a fuck I could possibly give. The field is barren as far as fucks I give about anybody's going to
Yep.
bitch and moan online. And here's the thing: people that criticize online, okay, unless you're a total douchebag and you're putting up stuff that's just nonsense. But
Yes.
people that'll take the energy to type out a thesis on why they don't like what your video is.
Yeah.
Tell you what, DM me. Let's have a talk.
Yeah.
Or you've got some damage that you need to deal with if that's what you're doing. And most of these people aren't creating shit. They're not putting anything online. They're doing nothing but sitting there bitching about people. It's like the Karens of the world that go to the restaurant to yell at the busboy because
they woke up and chose violence because they didn't get a refill.
You know what? Be nice. It's easy to be nice. It's really easy to be nice. It's free.
I will also say like this is what I've noticed, okay? That I'll be nice. I'll be very nice, okay? But I'm also going to put like boundaries up, okay? So I think I told you this story. It was a few years ago. I was in a coffee shop, and and I went to go stand the line, and there was a guy standing there. And I said, "Excuse me, are you in line?" And he got snarly and snarky at me because I asked him very politely. So I very like colorfully told him off.
Yeah.
Right. And my wife was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" And I was like, I asked this schmuck very nicely if he was in line, and he got colorful with me. So I just told him where you can go stick it, right? Because it's not okay.
Some of the rudest people are like that because no one's ever put them back in their place.
Exactly. And I think that is a big problem that we have with a lot of people. You know, somebody says something offensive and you're like, just walk it off, you know? It's, you know, whatever. It's like, no, sometimes you got to call people on some of the bullshit that they say and let them know that's not acceptable.
And some of the biggest assholes you're going to meet are the ones who are going to be so offended if you say anything that's slightly in their face. Like, grow up.
How dare you, right?
So let's dive into because we go off track so much here, but that's fine.
Do we?
Yeah. What happens to men? Let's go through between men and women, and anybody wants to chime in. What happens to men? One, identity becomes tied to utility. Yes. 100%. I believe that I have a purpose, and my purpose is to get the things done. And then if I have free time, I do. But by the time that time comes, I'm exhausted.
Yes, that's fair. Very common. I would agree with that.
Responsibilities pile up with no off ramp. Yeah.
Yes.
That's life. They call it stress. That's called responsibilities.
Yep.
Emotional shutdown becomes survival. Ugh.
Yeah.
Guys, we will just sit there and eat it and hold on to that shit until it burns us. And yeah, it's tough. But here's the double-edged sword. We don't want to sound like we're complaining.
Right.
We don't want to dump our problems on our partners. And you're scared to do so because then you're seen as weak or useless. Right?
Exactly. You're supposed, regardless of the gender stereotyping and everything, that's still like whatever you want to view it as, it's still viewed as a masculine role models to be that strong protector or that strong stone, you know, that pillar of strength that the family can look to. Okay. And as soon as you get a waver in that strength, it turns into it throws everything into question.
Oh, absolutely. Because then it's are you allowed to make a mistake?
Yes,
as a man, are you allowed to make a mistake? Or you're just supposed to make the mistake, take care of it, and then move on? Or do you make the mistake and be like, holy shit, this happened? Because you don't want to take that. You don't want the fear of what could come. is the worst part, right?
Now,
So
I've had a lot of clients over the years. We've had that discussion, and the talk is, like they'll tend to say, like I opened up to my wife. She asked me, like, what are you thinking? And so I told her.
Oh,
big mistake, right? And he gets quiet for a second, and then typically the answer was that I wasn't ready to hear that, and then that creates a bigger divide. And quite often the reason is because when a person is saying, what, a penny for your thoughts, okay, or something like that, they're not looking for hearing, well, I'm scared, I'm terrified, I don't know what I'm doing, if I'm doing it wrong, I'm afraid to fail. They're really looking for the answer of, I'm so happy, I'm so proud of my life, I'm glad we're together doing this, looking forward to spending the rest of my life with you. Those sort of affirmations, not necessarily the fears and the doubts that are resting in their head.
I wonder if women are just more comfortable with their feelings than guys. The answer is right there in the question, but I wonder if it's because you'll hear, like, we're both married, you'll hear the little, this is bugging me today, and there's those little, it gets peppered in to conversation on a daily, like not on the daily, but there's always something that it's always peppered in, where a guy won't, those hang on to it and no, and then suddenly, if the wall's about to crumble in on him, he's like, listen, here's what's happening. And then it's just just verbal diarrhea of everything that's been going on in your brain for the last year. And it's like, here we go. And suddenly it's just an overwhelming pile of shit that you've dumped on your wife or on your husband or whoever it is. And they're like, what?
Well, that's true. But I also think a lot of it is the women are naturally more emotional creatures, right, than guys. Men tend to be a little more logical perspective. So there is a difference in communication. And one of the biggest things I should really clarify. I'm not saying women. I'm saying people who are assuming more like the feminine energy of the relationship at that point in time, because there's both different male and female energies at different points in time with all people. Okay.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And so when people are expressing their emotions more often to their partner, a lot of the times it is a very subtle way of making sure that they are safe. Okay, that they feel safe around that person. I feel safe enough to tell you these things. Not that I necessarily want you to solve these problems or anything like that. It's like, I feel safe enough I can tell you these things, and I find strength in you, right? Because you'll get the same thing in, like in relationships where like the guy has to do certain things like that too, right? It is more of an energetic struggle more than like a male female gender sort of variable.
But do you think this might be one of the reasons that as we get older and we have more responsibilities and more things that you deal with yourself, that we don't go and do the fun things, that we don't live the way we used to live? Like when you're a young couple, you're just doing stuff. You're just, let's go. And you do it.
I don't know. I never had that.
You never had the fun stuff?
Not really, no.
Sure you did.
No, I'm serious. I'm very serious, because when my wife and I got together, I had a young boy.
That's true.
So we talk about that, like, because her and I both have had clients who are in their 50s. And so their kids are, 18 to 20. And we'll say, oh yeah, we're looking forward to the girls having more independence so that we can do things together, like to ride the motorcycles or whatever it might be. And inevitably, clients will be like, well, don't wish for that too much, because someday they'll be gone. Trust me, I know what it's like. They've moved on. They don't need you anymore. And then we kind of go, whoa. Hold on for a minute. We have been raising children for 27 years.
Yeah.
How about we tell you what's coming for your future?
You want to raise young adults. And again, we maybe that's what happened with our generation, is that we want to help as much as we can. We're doing it too much, and we're neglecting the things that made us right, as far as this generation. Like, where was it? Burnout becomes baseline. Yeah, you go until you're done.
Yes.
Isolation creeps in.
Absolutely, isolation creeps in. Like, that's
your dad is online.
Maybe. Who knows?
He is. He just hopped on chat.
There we
Another
go. Right.
fascinating, entertaining chat, guys. Well, at
Well,
least
I mean, it's I was just over with them actually today, so for a few hours.
so. What happens? I think that we had these things that were our spare time things, and I think that we also we don't ignore them, but we prioritize them less. And our parents had that. Like your parents are musicians, and they did that
Right.
forever.
Yes.
And but that was their passion, and they made the time to make that happen.
Right.
Right. And we've stopped doing that for some
Well, it's
strange
also
reason.
maybe because babysitters are charging $18 to $20 an hour too, right?
Okay, but what's the excuse now? Both of us have kids that can be home.
Yes.
What's our excuse?
Well, okay, I'm going to actually say we are doing pretty decent with that. Okay.
Now.
So now, especially because they are, at that age where they can be alone. So
Sure.
I like neither one of us have an issue of, okay, girls, we're leaving, we're going to the gym. Okay.
Right.
Or, okay, girls, we're both going to work on a weekend to pick up a couple clients. Or,
Yeah.
okay, girls, we're leaving because we're just going to go on a motorcycle ride. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're at that point where it's like, yeah, we don't mind actually just saying, girls, you're on your own, figure it out, and just leaving. And they love it. Well, I don't
Well,
know,
that's
I don't know if they love it, but they do appreciate the fact that mom and dad are not that we trust them and that they're home alone and they're not going to burn the house down.
and I think that that's what a lot of people are missing. They like when our parents left the house, man, bye. It was great.
Yeah.
And I think that somewhere it twisted in our heads that they want us at home all the time.
Yeah.
Like I think they love it when we're gone.
And they
Gone.
do.
Like I was what was I doing today? I was working and then I had to run to the office and I was doing a bunch of stuff because again, my day stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
I'm either in the shop, running out to meet a client, going to the office, running back. Like it's insane to watch it. And I came back and those two were laying in Gage's bed watching, I don't know what they were watching on TV,
Yeah.
but they're just sitting there chilling out and hanging out. Like they do not need us
No, not as
24/7.
much as we think. Okay, let's
No.
let's look at it this way. When you think of when you were like, grade 8, 9,
Sure.
10, 11, 12, and you have your friends.
Yeah.
Okay. How many of their parents did you know?
Um
Because there's always those friends you're like, I have never seen your parents.
Actually, now that you think about it, back when we were kids, the mom might have been home
Right.
when we would go over, and the dads were they were there. Like I
Yeah.
remember one buddy, his dad would like it was he drank, oh god, Gibson's Finest.
Yeah.
He had a bar, and if dad was home, we were to be downstairs.
That's fair.
Yeah, they like you guys go downstairs. We don't want to hear what you're doing.
Yeah.
They didn't supervise us. They didn't give, not that they didn't care, but why do we need to be hand holding our kids when they're
That's
above the age of 12? Remember Degrassi
yeah.
Junior High? Those kids
Yeah.
were 12.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
I think that we get wrapped up in this, which is there's nothing wrong with this. I'm not faulting anybody for paying attention to their kids and their family as much as they can.
Well, that's the thing, because like there is also that it's like you want to have some of that time with your parents and your kids definitely do too, right?
But I think you want time with your wife and your
But
husband.
you also want time with your partner and everything,
There's
right?
that.
And your kids also want to be left to their own devices to get into some safe trouble or something.
Or
Maybe
dangerous trouble.
watch an R-rated TV show when we think they're not looking, right? So
I'm Degrassi Junior. When did they first initiate the word AIDS? I don't know. Does somebody have AIDS on Degrassi?
I don't know. I never watched Degrassi.
I watched. Here's the thing. I grew up with two channels. We had CBC and was it called CTV back then?
Could be, yeah.
And on a cloudy day, we got CKDM or
Okay.
CKND.
CKND.
So Degrassi, that's all we had. We had the Beachcombers, we had Degrassi, we had Danger Bay.
Yeah.
And
Danger Bay.
Degrassi was where we watched.
Yeah.
Like that's what I thought junior high was going to be like. And here's the funny thing. That's kind of what junior high was like.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that. It was pretty realistic.
Well, okay, so I took Inara to the high school
Right.
for the
Yeah.
open houses, right?
Yeah.
Like I didn't take her to Crocus, and took her to Crocus.
Okay.
And she kind of liked Crocus. She liked some of the stuff there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I took her over to Neelan. Okay.
Okay.
And she was like, she couldn't get out, didn't want to be there, couldn't get out of there fast enough.
Right.
I was like, "Do you want to check this out?" No. I'm like,
No.
okay.
Mhm.
But then I took her over to Massey and we walked in. And the first thing she says to me is she goes, "Oh, this looks like a high school."
It does.
And it was like, "Oh, that's interesting." Because like today, like the shows on, they don't really, the high schools don't look like that. But she watched one show.
What
You
was
know
it?
which one?
Degrassi?
Stranger Things, right? What a high school would look like,
Hawkins
right?
High. Yeah, you're right. It does look like
Right?
that without a
So all,
cafeteria.
all these kids are kind of going, I want high school to look like that,
You're not wrong. It
right?
like I went there and it was
And
fine.
Crocus looks very different.
Crocus is big.
Yes.
It's big.
But
And
it doesn't look like a high school. It looks like an institution or like a community college,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, you're right. It is more
Which
of a
I think it was kind of purposely done that way,
I
to
remember
make the transition over into community college easier.
I remember when Massey, you know where the stairs go up on the side that used to be the junior high section?
Yeah.
Okay. The stairway up, if you look to the right, if you're facing those stairs, you look to the right, there's a room next to the
Mhm.
guidance counselor. That was the
Yep.
smoking room for the staff.
Really,
Yeah.
eh?
I remember there'd be breaks and because we'd come in from outside by the
Yeah.
parking lot having a smoke and they'd open that door and
Yeah.
dude, it was just
Smoke
billowing
coming
cigarettes.
out, yeah.
But I think
Yeah,
that go ahead.
that's funny. I didn't know that was a smoking room.
It was a smoking room, man.
I had never seen that. I never
Uh-huh.
saw that before.
The
That's
staff had a
crazy.
room that they could smoke in. This was the
Well, of
90s.
course. Like, if I
Oh,
was
the
a
80s.
teacher in the 90s and 80s, I'd be wanting to smoke too, where it'd
Mhm.
probably be open bar in there too, given the
It could
kids
have been. I mean, I'm
know?
pretty sure I'm not saying every teacher was sober, but they weren't all drunk. That's
Oh,
for sure.
there's some were definitely not running on the sober end of things.
Ronnie had to go to the bathroom and there was a fight with somebody with a bloody nose. You know what? We had that happen at school all the time. There'd be a fight.
Yeah.
Someone would, and it was,
Yeah.
remember, and you didn't want a bloody nose at school because the paper towel in the bathroom was a little
Terrible.
harder than
Yeah.
newspaper
It was terrible.
and not absorbent at all.
Not at all.
And
So
the
it just
blood
run
would-
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember guys be twisting it and shoving up like use toilet paper, man.
Oh man, like my number one rule in high school was don't use the bathroom.
Really?
I didn't use the bathroom.
Were you
in
like
high school.
Finch on American Pie? Like shit break? You wouldn't shit at school?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and there was good reason why. Okay, actually,
Why?
because the number of times I walked in on drug deals,
Where were you going to school?
the Crocus.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah,
Okay, but at Massey, I didn't have that rule really in Massey, right? But when I was in Crocus, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to the bathrooms because when I first started going there, like I'd walk in on drug deals.
Oh, but here's the thing.
But I mean, the drugs back then was just a little bit of pot.
But here's the thing. The drugs, you just had to use the bathroom. If you're not
Yeah.
buying it, like they didn't care. Just go do what you gotta do.
Oh God,
Then leave.
did I ever tell you the Moby Dick story?
Oh God, this sounds terrible. Go,
It's,
yes.
no,
I
it's
wanna hear it.
weird. It's weird. Okay, so like this
Who-
was
Who's
I would have
Moby?
been. Oh, right. Who's Moby? Right.
Okay.
So we were at a bar in Brandon. I won't name it because I don't want to incriminate anyone, right?
There's only
But
two.
it was one that I don't really go to, and I was very, very sober because I was driving everyone.
Okay.
Okay, and I was like, "You do what you got to do. You got to go to the bathroom, right?"
Yeah.
So I went into the washroom using the urinal, and from the stall, all I hear is
Oh,
a
God.
couple guys, right?
It's allergy season. That could have been anything.
It's the allergy season, and I'm going, oh God, I gotta pee here. So I'm just trying to finish, and at that point in time, I hear one of the guys go, "Hey man, you know who Moby Dick is?"
Oh God.
And the other guy goes like, "No, I don't know who that is, man." And the guy goes, "Moby Dick's he's like this whale, man, and like that's like how much I'd respect you if you were like a whale, man."
So they're high as hell talking about literature in a
Right?
a
Yeah, right.
bar. bathroom.
So I'm there trying to pee. I'm like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I've got to get out of here, right? So, and I really wondered, am I dreaming? Is this a dream? Okay.
I want to rewind for 2 seconds here. You seriously had like you have a nervous bladder?
No, but at that point in time, your bladder's very full, right?
Dude,
You
and
don't
there
go to
is
the bathroom at the bar unless you absolutely have to,
I anywhere,
right?
anytime. Have you been to a gas station? Have you
Yeah,
been?
sadly, yes, yes.
Chat, tell me if I'm wrong. The most questionable bathroom I have been in a long time, and I've been in some shitty shitters in my day.
Great.
Portage La Prairie, McDonald's.
Oh no. Okay.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Like, I believe I needed a shot of
Right.
something like tetanus, whatever it might
Tetanus.
have been, from just touching the door handle. Like it
Yep.
was just bad. It's just
Even the sanitizer wasn't sanitizing it.
no. But here's the thing: I would still go. Like I'm not making it cleaner.
No, no, no. But maybe. It's
Maybe,
maybe.
but I mean,
So
it's again. When did we become so soft? Like I
okay,
used to, dude.
but
We had an
seriously,
outhouse at the farm. We had an outhouse that had 2 holes side by side.
it's better than a Newfie two-holer, right?
What's the new? Oh, the up and
The
down.
up and down level, right?
Yeah, no, we had there was 2 holes side by side,
That's fair. That's fair.
and that was physics. You had to make
One
sure
for
that
each cheek.
no, it was so you use one then the other, so the piles didn't. You had to keep the piles even.
Yeah.
So back on track. We talked about the guys. I want people to chime in and just tell me if there was something that you could take up again right now, and I'm going to say you've got a month to get not shitty at it.
Okay. Yes.
What would you take?
Well, I'll tell you right now, it's got to be the saxophone, so my girl can learn to use it again.
Okay, I'd probably take up bass again
So
and sit here
why
and
don't
actually
you?
play it. Then I got to buy another bass. It's been years. Excuses. I know. Would I
That's
sit
a
here
good
and jam?
excuse, but not a good reason, is it?
But then again, when are we going to sit and just scroll our phones? Like
I know.
we're going to give up
Okay.
so much of our phone time.
But to be fair, I will also say this. This is getting shittier.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot
getting a
more
lot shittier.
AI. There's a lot more garbage. There's a lot more trash on it.
Yep.
So, as we both know from listening to Gary Vee, it's more and more important to be not just educational. It's also got to be like informative. It's got to be likable. It's got to be consistent. It's all these things. And the people who are going to do a better job over the long term will succeed on it.
Well, and you know what? When you look at posts and stuff that we do, it's become a hobby for some, which is fair. It's like for me, we do this because it's fun.
Yes.
Right. And oh, here we go. You can make a commitment. Buy a 12-string bass. Are
12-string bass,
dude? 4 is enough.
like no.
I only have this many fingers to work with.
It should be an upright bass or something.
I did consider when I was playing, I was going to buy an upright bass.
Yeah,
I was going to buy one because I'm an idiot. And what do I do with that? Where do you
those
store
don't get you laid as much as the standard ones, though.
The bass doesn't either.
Yeah.
The bass does not work because you know what? You're not going to pull a bass out at a campfire and strum a song.
Yeah, you would.
No one's going to know what you're playing.
You look at No Doubt, Spiderweb's classic bass riffs, right?
I still have a scar on this finger. You can't see it from playing Primus.
Oh, really? What, did the string break?
No, I like it's like slap. So I was really had my finger dug in there and I was playing and it just like it burned and cut. And I've got a scar right here from it.
Oh, you got to get a good fretless bass or something then.
The fretless bass, here's the thing about the fretless bass. It's the frets aren't really necessary, really. Yeah. And if you hit it wrong, it gets that weird sound. But I would
it gives you a little bit more fun, a little bit more freedom.
A little bit more freedom. Now, if I were to do that, I'd probably have to set up my camera and say, okay, guys, I'm going to learn how to play bass today and sound like shit. And what's the first song you learn how to play? Does anybody have an instrument they learn how to play? And you should remember the first thing you nailed. Jay?
No.
Really?
No.
Because I'll tell you this: the saxophone in the '80s was the baller of an instrument.
Like I was like, well, yeah, it was the '80s. It was pretty
Do you
sexy.
remember St. Elmo's Fire? Rob Lowe carried that thing around with him all the time.
Right. You know, there was
the
the thing. Like I did a lot more technical work than I did actually playing simple songs.
Of course you did. Crawling by Linkin Park. Damn.
That's a good one. Right.
Mine was Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne.
Of course it was. Of course it was.
Yeah.
Sax is a little bit different. I can list off a few songs, and you're not going to know what they are.
Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, that's not a. Did you ever?
It's not Campfire. You don't play the Campfire.
You can't play the Campfire. You know what album you should own? The Return of Bruno.
The Return of Bruno,
because he played the sax.
Did he really? Okay.
Bruce Willis.
Oh, Bruce Willis. Oh, that wasn't who I was thinking. Okay, yeah.
The Return of Bruno. That was his album. Okay.
Yes, I remember that one. Yeah. Now I do.
I gotta
find out that he even did that.
He did. Eddie Murphy had an album too. I gotta find that vinyl before he dies. I really should.
Yeah.
The Return of Bruno. The Return of Bruno. It wasn't good.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have much longer to go.
Not long.
No.
Money. Pink Floyd. It's a good song.
A lot of good songs.
Women. We got some ladies in the house, so let's talk about this. What happens for women? For guys, it goes burn up, becomes baseline, purpose gets replaced by routine. Women. Constant mental load, caregiver identity takes over, emotional labor with no return, self-abandonment disguised as being strong.
Yep.
That's a new one. That's a recent one. The strong independent
women. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how many, so do you know how many, and I noticed this, it's not as much now, okay? But say 20 years ago when I got started in my practice,
sure,
the number of especially women who lived in rural settings, like farm wives and stuff, they were on heavily medicated on antidepressants.
Well, and based on that, perfection pressure. That's very much according to this, a woman problem more than a guy's problem. Because we're like, I would say I'm a solid 3 out of 10 on a good day, right?
That's fair.
But we're not competing with anybody. Like it's different. It's so different. This is where the pressure is also there for girls over boys. Yeah, is the pressure to look a certain way and be a certain way, and
that's also evolutionary. You know, I mean, that's just like it's evolutionary thing too, right? Appearances, as opposed to physical capabilities, two different things. Guys tend to look at more physical, like strengths or capacities or athleticism as kind of the thing that defines the true success. Where and now it's still attractiveness and beauty for women, right? And I mean, I know because I know people are going to say, well, that's not me. It's like, no, but as a norm, you don't see a lot of guys buying makeup, or spending a lot of money in good clothes, but you do find a lot of guys interested in sports and athletics or MMA or something like that.
That is interesting. But if you were to look at the numbers from, is it Shein? Shein's a clothing
store. Yeah.
I bet you if you looked at the numbers for Shein, and I mean Shein or Temu or whatever the lower price line fashion model would be, I would be willing to bet that more women are I would say women buy more clothing than guys do, for sure.
Heavily, not even questionable, right?
Like I'm still toying whether I'm still on the fence about buying new pants.
So to women buy, according to Gemini, women buy significantly more fashion than men, accounting for 51 to 56% of the global apparel market. That's actually less than I thought.
I thought it'd be higher.
In the United States, the average household spends about 40 to 60% more on women's clothing than on men's.
Easily. But
yes.
But for us to buy let's just say we're going out to a thing and we need to suit up, right?
Yep.
We're spending a lot more.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Suit, shirt, shoes.
Yep.
The works. And we probably have a pair of black shoes and a pair of brown shoes, right?
Yeah.
So we're good there. But you're still looking at $600.
It's easy. To get a decent, you can get like a tip-top suit. Okay.
Right.
Like I've got tip-top jackets. Okay. And I have found if you wear it semi-regularly, it'll be worn out in a few months.
Right.
Okay.
So, but we'll spend more where a woman could buy a dress.
Yes.
It's one thing, and they could
But the
buy
guys will wear the suit for the next 15 years.
exactly. So we will buy one thing and it'll last us for a long time
Yep.
versus we wouldn't like if I wore a black suit today, I'd
Yep.
still wear it to another outing because whatever, it's a black suit. You saw me
Yep.
in this black suit. I don't care if you saw me in this black suit. I look decent in
Okay,
this black suit.
here we go. Global market value. Okay, the women's apparel market is valued at roughly $930 billion, while the men's market sits around 587.
Like, do you
Okay.
realize the difference between $1 billion and $1 million? Like,
It's
that's a
pretty big.
lot.
It's a big number. It's a lot of ones and zeros.
Well, did we talk about this last time you were in?
Yes,
Like
we did.
the difference, like
It's huge.
what's in days, chat, see if any, and don't look this up. What's 1,000,000 seconds in days? Like, how long is 1,000,000 seconds?
I think you said it was like 12 days or
It's
something.
11 days.
11 days, yeah.
Okay. How long is 1,000,000,000 seconds?
I don't remember that one. It's
30 years.
30. There we go.
Or
Right.
32 years. Like, it's insane.
So if
That
you're looking
number
at
is astronomical.
if you're looking at 930 billion to 587, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yes, a lot.
But again, as far as appearances go, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that women look lovely all the time. They're fantastic. But there's just a big difference between we will dress for utility most of the time.
Yes.
But we don't have to look a certain way for the 99% of the time.
Correct. So influence. Women influence 70 to 80% of all consumer purchasing decisions, including clothes buying for the men and children in their household.
I would have no underwear if it wasn't for my wife.
Women are more likely to shop for fast fashion and seasonal trends, whereas men tend to shop less frequency, but spend more per individual transaction. That's my dog. Focusing on investment pieces or specific brands. Okay. And as what you said, social versus utility. Women are more likely to view shopping as social or recreational, where men are more likely to shop with a mission-based approach.
See, I'm at that crossroads right now in that you never shop for yourself. I'm at the crossroads right now where I wear jeans all the time. And I'm thinking, I'm turning 50. Should I not be wearing jeans in my professional setting? Although I wear nice jeans, but am I going to buy jeans or am I going to buy nice pants to go? Like I've never been in this crossroads where I want to actually change something because I'm a guy and I don't care.
Yeah.
But is there a point in time in your life when you stop, you just step it up just a tick?
Okay. Heavily. Okay.
Yeah,
so when we moved our clinic, I decided at that point in time that I was going to step things up heavily. So I wore a suit and tie every day.
I kind of dig that. I dig that.
And it was a real pain in the ass doing adjustments with a tie.
Yeah.
Okay. And the deciding factor of when, like, I decided, I'm just not going to do that. Like, I was spending a lot of money on good clothing.
For sure.
You know, like I was, like Eton shirts or Hugo Boss or Armani, things like that, to really look presentable. Right. And I was doing an adjustment on the client's back. And as I did it, I felt my Hugo Boss shirt tear right across the shoulders.
Oh, you hulked out on it.
Oh, yeah. Right. And I was like, wow, that was an expensive shirt to tear with one adjustment.
Well, but hey, you live and you learn, right? Like you always wear your nicest shirt with your messiest meal. That's just the way it goes.
It was pretty funny. The client thought it was hilarious.
Mostly gifts and everything my mom buys me. Here's the thing. I wish that other than like hoodies, which is pretty safe with me, I have a weird body, right? I have my chest, I have a 50-inch chest and I kind of come in like this. So I can't wear a standard shirt looks like a tent on me because I have to get a fat guy shirt. Right. Are you a snob with any type of clothing, Jay? Is there anything that you're like, no, I'll only buy this type of something?
They used to be. Yeah, very much. I was the biggest jeans snob for the longest time.
Oh, yes.
Okay. I would only buy jeans outside of Brandon.
Okay.
And it was typically seven for All Mankind or Nudies or something like that. So
never heard of either one of those.
Okay, there you go. Right.
Too bougie for me.
They were pretty bougie. And the reason I did that was because I was like, well, if I'm going to buy at least something nice for myself, jeans are pretty safe. They're going to last a long time.
Right.
Okay. And the one thing that I really do like when it comes to like clothes or accessories or anything is trying to find something that is somewhat unique. Okay.
See,
Exclusivity.
I am the guy that it just has to fit me.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I
fair.
I I
Yep.
wear French cut shirts, and the only reason I buy the French cuffs, like with like cufflinks,
Yep.
is because the shirts themselves are darted in.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why.
I like that look, but I like the look because I just like that slightly different look that not everyone has. So you just have a little bit of exclusivity,
And
right?
I assume that nobody's looking
That's fair.
with me. Like if you looked at my closet, I have it's almost all V-neck black t-shirts.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not in here, I'm wearing a V-neck black t-shirt.
Right.
And they're nice, they fit well, and they're great.
Yep.
And you can dress them up, dress them down. But, like, I just don't change. I have so many clothes that I should just give to Goodwill, like, honest to Christ, that I'm never gonna wear again. But guys do it on utility. Guys
Yes.
like the basic. I spent more on gym clothes than
Yeah.
I spent on wardrobe in the last
Yeah.
couple of years.
Like you've seen my outfit, like my clothes, because like I really do firmly believe that a uniform is a fantastic thing for reducing decision fatigue. Okay.
And maybe that's why I just wear the same thing all the time.
Yeah. Like you've seen my work outfit. It's like I'm either gonna wear my gray Lululemon pants or I'm gonna have like a dark pair of slacks with my reactive shirt.
I wear the same hoodie all the time.
Yep.
Just like I'm just that guy. But I think that but it's funny how here's a go. We talked about the things that we like to do and we stop doing, yet we pay more attention to what we're wearing than what we're doing.
Yeah.
And why? Why don't we have hobbies? You know what I liked about grandparents? They were good at a lot of shit and they would just go to the garage and do it.
Yeah.
Where we don't do that. Like, what the hell happened? And I get it. There are people that are honest to Christ are miserable because they wake up, they
Yep.
make the coffee, they take a shower, they go to work, they come home, they eat dinner, they watch TV for an hour, and they go back to
Yep.
bed and then they do it again.
Yep.
And they
Yep.
don't trip that up at all.
Yep.
Is that
Yep.
why our parents didn't really bitch about work? Because they had other shit on their mind? Could that be it?
Well, okay. So when it comes to work, you have to look at it back then with the older generations is they tend to not really leave very much. They didn't really have a lot of like if you had a good job, why would you leave it, right? But
Yeah, exactly.
nowadays, people like to go, and I think this is the biggest poisoning statement that we can ever tell a child that
Okay.
if you don't love if you love your job, you'll never work a day in your life. And we also tell kids to do it for the passion. Passion. If you should have passion for everything that you do. And as a result, people start these jobs and they go, well, I had a bad day. I'm not particularly passionate about this. I don't think I should be doing this anymore.
You know what is also hard to be passionate about? Being broke.
Well,
There's
there's
that.
that.
Like,
There
you're gonna
is
be
that.
passionate about
Yes.
being broke, or you're gonna be passionate about living at home until you're 23?
Right. Right. Like it's a frustrating thing, but like right now, people definitely, especially a lot of the younger generation, they live differently. Whereas us, we're like, show me the money, right? And a lot of the
Yeah,
younger generation are like, show me the lifestyle.
but the lifestyle requires the money. That's the thing. You can't have both
Well,
unless mommy and
exactly.
daddy are paying your way until you're 30. Like,
But
that's
we're also at that age where we're worrying about retirement, right? Because we
right,
don't get a pension, right?
right.
But if you look at like the average 20-year-old, that's not even a consideration because they want to travel, they want to do these things, they want a nice house, they want to experience life, right?
I'll tell you
Like
what,
I don't know if you were like that, but like uh, I was paranoid about saving money and being retired in my 20s too.
I think that there are things that happen where you can have that mindset and then life changes. You have kids, you have this, that does happen, but you got to keep on track.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to do their kids a favor, anybody, please open up a first time home buyers account because sort of
Well,
like
you can't until they're 18.
you can start one. You can start
Not
one.
under their name.
No, but you can start putting the money away, and then as soon as
Oh,
they're
yes, yes.
18, you bang
You
it in there.
transfer it right over there. Yeah.
Right. But Zumba Reese, yeah, you wear fitness wear all the time because you're teaching Zumba. So you like to dress up. I like to dress up. I really do. But every day I'm not going to do it. But when
Yeah.
I get a chance, like I was excited, and here's how. This is where I stepped way the hell out of my comfort zone. You know how I feel about Christmas parties or any kind of social event. I don't like doing it. But Kelsey had a Christmas party this year. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go. And the only thing I think I bought myself this year, as far as like a nice piece of clothing, was this ball and shirt, and it was kind of nice to be dressed up and go out.
Yes.
And I think I need to do more of that. I think we, like, Kelsey, should just do that. Like, but I'm not saying like throw your jeans on and a hoodie and go to Applebee's. Let's get dressed up and go and do something.
Yes. Yes.
You know, like, and I think that's our parents would have done that too. The kids were going over for dinner, bye, and they were gone, and they were dressed to the nines. And they come back.
It was called church.
It was called church.
You dressed up in your Sunday best, right?
And people don't do that anymore. I kind of wish that we would go back to the time, and I think we've talked about this before, where my grandfather was a farmer, and the only time, like, I never saw that man wear jeans. He has coveralls when he was farming, and then it was a button down and dress pants when he was at home. Period. And anytime he went out, it was just a button down shirt and nothing fancy, but like a senior citizen button down shirt and slacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I never saw my grandmother wear a pair of jeans in my life. I rarely saw my mom wear jeans.
Right.
Right. But I wish we could go back to that, where men dress like men, women dress like, and there was this class, like, it brought it up again. Like, I think
that is true.
I think that Kelsey
looks
change. Amazing in a dress. Like, it's just something about that. It's like, and she looks lovely all the time, but there's something that just brings it up another notch when it's a dress or a skirt or something like that. I'm like, damn, love it.
I agree. I think dresses are a fantastic look on women, right? But unfortunately, like, fashion has changed so much, it's almost painful.
It's athleisure. It's sweatpants and pajamas at Walmart. Let's face it. We've cashed down to the point where, honestly, if Ange wore your gear to Walmart, no one's going to notice or care.
No, exactly. So there's did you ever see this song? It was a cover done by Nickelback.
Okay.
Sharp Dressed Men.
Oh, absolutely.
So like classic, first of all, classic song by a classic band redone as a classic cover, right? And, there's just something like, I mean, it was Nickelback. They dressed the way they did. And then they came out in the suits and people are going freaking mental, right?
Okay. So ladies, what do you prefer? I know we're all supposed to be comfortable in our skin, but to see your man in a, like let's go Peaky Blinders, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, like, I wish I grew up in the 30s, man, where guys, it was a peacoat and it was a suit and it was you looked like
the part,
like a man.
Yeah.
Is that not a better look than, like, look at me, I'm wearing a hoodie, for Christ's sake. But I mean,
so here's the thought. Okay, here's a question: what is it that women notice first on men when they're with their attire, with their wardrobe?
Ooh, okay, ladies.
Okay, so I actually asked chat this one. Okay, or Gemini. I've got to change my habit there. Number one thing that women notice
don't say hair.
Hair, no,
fuck off.
Their fit. Okay, if it actually fits the frame, oversized or poorly tailored clothing is perceived as a lack of effort. Okay. The second thing, guess what it is? What article of clothing?
Watch.
No.
Shoes?
The shoes. It's always the shoes. Women check the shoes on a man, right?
Okay.
Out of place, scuffed, dirty shoes. Okay. Major focal point.
Yeah, like I if I'm wearing a dress shoe, it's gonna be looking. I shine
polished
for
up.
these.
Yeah.
I wear runners a lot.
Yeah.
I'm guilty right now, dude. I'm wearing Crocs.
This is terrible.
It's not a good look.
So small details: iron shirt, clean fingernails, watch or belt complements the outfit. Not necessarily the watch, but does it fit? Right.
Right.
That's about the price tag. More about intentionality. And finally, the last thing is the scent and the grooming. Okay.
Yeah. Do you know why?
Do you have a scent? Do you wear cologne?
I wear a very specific cologne that is not made anymore. I bought as many bottles as I could before they stopped it. It started as an essential oil that I used to wear back when I was 18.
Right.
And they made it into a cologne, and Kelsey likes it and I like it, and it's made by the Body Shop and it's called Activist.
Okay.
and you can't get it anymore. They stopped making it. I am rationing it. There was a time when I used to love Fahrenheit. I loved
Right.
Fahrenheit as a cologne, but I think that with guys, we are okay with kind of slapping ourselves together. I think that it's seen now that if you go too far, it's almost feminine,
Yep.
right? And I don't know, like I think that when you look at what a guy wears or what a girl wears, there's something about a good manly scent. Okay, but when
Yep.
you're looking at the guy, and here's where I'm guilty of. Here's the thing: I'm a fat guy and not a fat guy body anymore. If that makes any sense,
Right.
because I was a big fat dude. Like I was fat,
Yeah.
and I wear a hoodie to the gym. Okay, like the only time you'll see my arms is here. I think the picture that I put up, like I'm not small, like I'm not fat. I'm
Yeah.
big, but I'm not fat.
Right.
And I'm still self-conscious about it. So will I wear like Kelsey bought me these shirts and they're great and they fit. I feel self-conscious in it because I still feel like a fat guy, but I'm a built
Yeah.
dude now.
Yeah.
And I think it's I think a well-tailored, a well-fit t-shirt there's nothing better than a well-fit t-shirt and a
I'd
nice
agree with
pair of
that.
jeans.
Yeah.
However, there's also something about the classic look of just I will never wear a button-down shirt without ironing it.
Yep.
And I starch my shit, man.
Yep.
Like it has to be crisp. That collar needs to be like the collar should almost cut you.
Yep.
And with guys, and I dude, I wear 15. I have a hard time finding shoes, but I make sure I buy nice ones.
Yep.
Okay, what do you notice on and the girls aren't saying what they notice on a guy, but the scent is definitely one.
Yes.
Grooming and hygiene are major. Like if you're put off by the smell, that's a problem.
Yes, I agree.
I think that we became so slack that we almost feel guilty when we look good.
Yeah.
Isn't that messed up?
A little bit. I think there was something to be said about having a certain classic look.
So again, I wonder if this all ties into what we're talking about is when did we stop like living, like putting it out there and being yourself? Like, here's the thing. If there's one thing okay, ladies, what is something you hate wearing? Can someone answer that for me? What is something that you despise having to wear at any given time?
They're going to say bra.
Okay, you can't use bra. Because that's a oh, how did I put it? That's like an appliance.
An appliance.
The Conor McGregor look is who's Conor McGregor?
Mixed martial artist. No.
Okay.
Martial artist. No.
Okay. So, ladies, what's something that if you like, you just don't like wearing it, and it's a thing that you wear, and let's stay off the apparatus. That's what I used to call a bra. Like
the apparatus.
I would hate to have to wear an apparatus every day. Mine is a golf shirt.
Ugh, yeah.
To me, and for work, that's fine. If it's part of a work uniform, I get it. My thing is, a golf shirt to me is you think you're too good for a t-shirt, but you feel you should be wearing a button down.
Yeah. So here's the biggest problem I've ever had with any golf shirt that I've ever picked up. Mm-hmm. They fit like garbage
because they're made for people that aren't in shape. Right? Golf's not really a sport.
So I've got this golf shirt that I got, right? And I put it on and I'm like, God, I feel like I'm a little tiny guy. I was like, is this like an extra large? It's a medium.
Right.
I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm swimming in it. An extra medium. Yeah. Small medium. Right.
Yeah. But it's such a vanilla, like I can't, unless you're golfing.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I still won't wear it when I'm golfing though.
No, I own 2 golf shirts. One I got from the credit union when I was on the board, and one, I don't know, I bought it because I had to go to a golf tournament. I thought I should wear one. And I don't invite me to a golf tournament unless you want to see a lot of balls get lost.
Yeah.
V-neck sweaters.
V-neck sweater. Yeah.
You know what's not a great look for me? A turtleneck, and I don't think I've owned one in a
turtleneck. Yeah. So here's the other part of things that I'll ask you. Okay. What is it that men notice on men? While we're waiting for some answers there.
Yeah, come on, ladies. What do men notice on men? Like, you
Yeah.
talking about like gay guys or just
No, just guys and guys, because there's always the guys will always look at what the guy is wearing too. There's the biggest thing, the number one thing.
I would say a cool jacket. I'm down with a jacket. If you got a
Yeah,
cool
kind
jacket,
of.
I'll
Yeah.
notice that.
The watch.
Okay, the watch makes more
It
sense.
is the watch for guys.
Yeah,
It's the
and
one acceptable piece of jewelry that men can wear without any
and
question.
I believe the watch is going to make a comeback. I mean,
Yeah.
the regular watch. I have analog watches, which you've inspired me to wear them again because I've got
I
some
think they're
beautiful ones that
great.
Kelsey bought me.
Yeah.
I have the Fit, which I like it, but I hate having to touch a button to look at the time.
Yeah, I know. And it just doesn't look good with a suit.
No. Oh my God.
Even like an
If
Apple
there's
Watch, sorry, you can't do
if,
that.
if there's an off-putting piece of anything that a woman could wear that I'm like, why?
Yeah.
It's an Apple Watch. I shit you not. When I see a woman with a computer on her wrist,
Yeah.
yet everything else is elegant.
Yeah.
Like, I won't wear this if I'm dressing up. I won't. I'll wear
No,
like
thank God.
I have
Right.
nice pullover watches. I will wear that. But
Yeah.
when I see that screams to me your business all the time.
Yeah.
Or you can't just enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
And I think that it's the watch is going to come back because I believe, and we're sure this is going to start going less.
Yep.
And where glasses are going to be the thing.
I stopped wearing my Apple Watch. I wear it only at night because I like the wake up feature.
Mhm.
Okay. Like the sleep tracking.
Right.
But I stopped wearing it because quite simply when I was wearing it all the time, I was finding that it was too much of a distraction and I was getting to the end of the day feeling more fatigue.
Yeah, that zzz, and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
zzz,
constant.
zzz.
It was constant pulling my attention.
And
It was so here we go. What are the other things is the brand or logo. They're more likely to identify the specific brands, especially with streetwear, luxury, or athletic gear.
okay, so
Okay.
like affliction shirts that some guys are still rocking, like
Yeah,
please.
like
Um,
I like a good suit. Okay, if I see a guy with a good suit, I notice it. So when I see like a person who is like a high earner wearing a very cheap suit, I notice very quickly.
I think that if I were to notice something, you're right about the watch. I'll notice a
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
But I think that we've classed down so much that we can't even appreciate that. And I think
agree
that we're
too, yeah.
not. Don't diss my affliction t-shirt, dude. I had a couple, and
Oh,
some of them were like
Oh.
bedazzled.
they're a reason why I stopped going to any watching MMA events. I was like, I'm the only guy not wearing affliction here.
Remember No Fear? That was another one.
I don't know if it was a classic though. It
No
was good.
Fear.
It's still around, I think, too.
I would say the most commonly worn brand for guys is Under Armour.
I don't actually have any Under Armour.
Most of my gym gear is Under Armour. Almost all of it is Under Armour.
Like I've got Lululemon for work quite often, right?
Good suit and shoes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
The other stuff I've been wearing, you would like this one, is Born Primitive. It's an American brand, but it's some really good stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that, oh, you love the American stuff, do you?
I do.
No, it's fine. I think that when you have, maybe that's part of it. Maybe we've schlepped down so far that we're not feeling like you dress up, you're going to go out and do something.
Yeah.
Right. Like I am guilty of putting a jacket on because I know that whatever I'm wearing underneath looks like shit.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, you just haven't had a tailored suit for a long time, eh?
I have, and I love wearing stuff. But again, as I get bigger up here and leaner down here, everything changes again. If I were to buy something right now, I would buy the one thing that, when your wife says, hey, that would look good on you. And I really need to go get it. It was a really sharp, I want to say a light navy.
Yeah.
A light navy suit. And it had a white shirt and a orange tie.
Okay.
And I could rock that. And maybe that's what I need to. Maybe I need to go
gold tie. A gold tie.
Fuck.
And a gold vest.
Yeah. Like a leprechaun.
Yeah.
But maybe.
Yes. There we go.
Maybe I need a navy suit. I don't have a navy suit. I'll go buy a navy suit and then make a reservation for dinner and we go for dinner. And I dress up and
the problem is you're going to have is, like you said, you have like the different body type. Okay.
Right.
So you've got to go custom.
The girls at Moores have been very good for me.
Yeah.
And they nail it when I need something. And if I want a certain whatever, if they don't have it, they're like, this will work.
Yeah.
Perfect. Get it. And I'll get it. Once I got to buy something off the rack because I was going to a funeral. I need it like in 2 days. I'm like, I need a jacket. I need pants. I need this. And the problem is I need a not fat guy pant and a fat guy jacket. So they put this thing together and it was like perfect. And I bought it, but it's very rare that I can just walk in and buy something.
So I've bought stuff from traditional stores too. Okay. And they size you up and they tailor it in and bring it in. They dart it and all this sort of stuff. Right. And it's like, okay, hey, that looks pretty good. Right. And a number of years ago, I went and got a custom sport jacket.
Nice. Nice.
Oh my, like I had no idea.
Should I do that with the gold jacket? Should I just get myself a custom sport jacket?
If you're going to do something outrageous like that, you should do that, because all like that. Okay, having a gold jacket is pretty risky, right? But having a poorly fit gold jacket is you look like a car salesman.
You'll be boarded from somebody.
You can get a terrible looking jacket, like design or color, or whatever, but have it tailored perfect, and it will be a killer jacket.
Oh, I should. And I think maybe it's we don't take as much pride in ourselves as we used to, and that could also be why people are down.
Yeah.
Like, tell me what, ladies, when you go out, if you're wearing a dress or something nice and pretty, and I'm not saying you have to go all the way, but you dress in something that's just well above what you'd normally be seen in, you just feel like you're 5 inches taller, right?
Yep.
And I think with guys like that too, like for me to wear a suit, and this is where I have the double-edged sword. Do I think that a suit is pretentious in what I do for work? Kind of. However, if I'm also dealing with a $500,000 or $1 million property, it's not pretentious. It makes sense.
It's not really pretentious when you think about it. People treat you different when you dress differently. Like as I told you, we were in Las Vegas. Okay, so we were walking down the street, just wearing in like civvies, for lack of a better word, and the hawkers came out, right? You come over here, we'll give you a free show, that sort of thing. We're like, no, trying to get away, and it kept on coming at us, right? And we kept walking, and after that, walking back, they came after us again, right? Hawked us, just kept on, hey, free shows, come over here, come on, guys. And we're like, no, we're good. Oddly enough, we had to walk by them again, but this time was when we had to go for pictures for the wedding. Okay. So I've got tie, I've got my jacket, I've got the whole thing, the watch, everything. And just all done up too. And as we're walking, walked right past them. They wouldn't even, not a word.
Suddenly you're unapproachable.
Exactly.
There's something about that. It shows strength.
Exactly. Same person. It was like, I just saw you 2 more times within the last half hour, and you didn't even recognize me or notice me this time.
That makes sense. Are leather jackets out of style?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think that leather jackets are out. I think how you wear them, what you're wearing. Like I like a brown leather jacket. That's my jam. Problem is all my leather jackets now are biker jackets.
Of course.
I could wear it.
Yep.
But the problem is
I've got 4 leather jackets. Yeah. 3 of them are biker jackets. The one is my Union Jack one and everything, and it's just a cool different look.
I've got a really cool brown leather, but it's a Harley Davidson jacket. Like it's embossed in the back.
Well, I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it?
It makes sense, and so does your Union Jack one, because
it does make sense.
Triumph. Like, I think that you can wear that stuff. It's casual, but it's cool. Leather jackets. I think leather is going to come back.
Yeah.
But we're all we're in a world of a jean jacket. I wanted to buy myself a jean jacket for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Kelsey's like, no.
There's some jean jackets that look so good, but they've got to be more that outdoor rugged look. Maybe some of like the fur, like the white fur. What's it called? The shearlings, sheepskin and stuff. And that looks pretty clever and sharp, right?
Here's my problem. I want a straight up Levi's red tab jean jacket like I had back in the day.
That's fair.
And
You
they're
know,
not
you could
great.
probably go get one secondhand.
Well, the problem is you can't like. Okay, I'm gonna sound like I'm boasting. My arms don't fit.
Oh yeah, listen to this guy
They
here. You know,
don't like it's like it's like it looks like I'm wearing leggings on my arms.
yeah.
But no, I think that maybe
It's
why don't we
just,
bring that
you know,
back, Jay? Why don't we
I get
bring
it. You know,
back-
buying clothes is hard too. You know, I find it's really tight in the crotch quite often. So
Yeah. Okay. No, here's the thing. Why don't we, like what would it take for us to bring that back? Bring back the guys dressing like men again.
you know, less than you think. Like I've got a few guys that, you know, anytime we'd gone out, it's always suit up. Every single time, if we're going to go out somewhere, we're going to suit up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it looks good, it looks presentable, and people definitely look like a group of guys walking in a suit. You know,
Yeah.
people look. They're like, who are these people?
And
So
you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's
what
kind
I
of
always want to do with that though is like rent a limo or something, and like
okay.
pull up and like have one person, every 3 or 4 people looking like security or bodyguards.
Oh Christ.
You know,
And what pull up to Applebee's in Brandon?
or you come up and you have like you walking down the street in a busy street, pull up in this limo, grab you, pull them in, and just
That would
take
be
off.
fun.
Right?
I would grab you and throw you and rough you up before I put you into the trunk of a car.
Like that'd be so funny, and then people are like, what is going on?
Nothing.
Here?
We're just going for dinner.
Yeah.
No, I think that maybe part of it is we look at ourselves differently than they did 20 years ago, right? So maybe we get down on ourselves. Maybe we become so slack and lax in how we present ourselves and do what we do on our daily that we no longer bring ourselves to that higher, not a look, but our own how we feel about ourselves has changed. Where when your parents dressed up and went out, they dressed up to go out no matter where they're going for dinner.
I think we also just simply have a whole lot more selection.
What now?
Yeah. How many shirts do you have?
T-shirts?
Yeah.
Or dress shirts.
And shirts in general, right?
Way more than I need.
Right.
But I'm guilty of never buying myself anything. Like I'm at that point where I have to buy new pants because I need to buy new pants. And do I buy more jeans or do I go to pants?
Yeah.
Slacks? Is that a word anymore?
Yep. Yeah. That's what I got. I've actually got a couple pairs of slacks that I got, and they're stretchy, so they're great.
Those man-made ones, like I want to get them, but they don't have belt loops. Like, how do you not have a belt loop on a pant?
Why wouldn't you have a belt loop in slacks?
Because they have like an internal drawstring, but I'm telling you, they look like a great pant.
No, that's not okay.
It's good with a t-shirt. And again, if you see me in a golf shirt, and if you ever see me in a golf shirt, for the love of Christ, tell me. Trousers. The girls never said what
trousers are I think they're a heavier fabric than slacks. So
you know what I had back in the day that I wish would come back? Remember
corduroys?
You can hear yourself coming down the
zip zup.
Start a fire. Oh yeah.
Those good times.
But as a kid,
back the fashions, right?
We can bring back corduroy. I think
I actually had corduroys. It wasn't even that long ago, maybe 15 years ago.
I'm pretty sure I've seen a girl wearing corduroy. I think that there's some 70s vibes coming back or 80s vibes coming back for women's fashion.
I think there's a lot of fashion that is, but it's very cyclical. It comes by really quickly. You know, like the cycles were different. Like, you know, the 70s and 80s were memorable, right?
But women go through more cycles than guys. It's utility.
Yes.
It's either you're dressy or you're slop. Girls look great all the time. And I'll tell you again, I can't say this loudly enough. When Kelsey wears a dress, it is like, again, everything looks fantastic. She looks lovely. She always dresses very well, but there's something about a dress. It's just like, damn, there it is. And maybe I look good in a suit. Hell, I don't know how I look in a suit. I think it fits, and I walk out wherever I'm going. I don't think I look like the shit in it, but it works. But there are things that go in like the beards. Facial hair.
Social media, I think, speeds all these things up so much. So,
okay, do you know why beards didn't come into fashion really again until about 2010, and why nobody had a beard in like the 90s?
Why nobody had the beard? It's got to be because the parents had beards because they're all hipsters and stuff, right? Or something like that.
Think social media. Think trends. think, what is everybody consuming when you think about why guys did not have facial hair for the most part in the 90s?
Well, I guess Gillette razor blades.
Nope.
Bodybuilding.
Okay, we didn't have social media, but think of TV.
Okay.
There's one show that was the main reason that guys did not grow beards in the 90s.
Really? Okay. I can't think of it.
This is barber trivia for you.
Okay, shoot.
Anybody in chat? Anybody? Tell me if you could figure out why.
Was it Marky Mark?
Nope. No, it wasn't. Take a guess.
I could never guess.
It was Friends.
Really?
Friends was the reason that guys did not grow beards in the 90s. It was
nobody had beards.
Nope.
In Friends.
I believe there was one episode where Ross had a goatee. It looked like absolute shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I mean, to be fair, most goatees on people do look like shit.
Oh, did I say this on the stream before? I think I talked about it on Tyler's show.
Yeah. Like a lot of people like who do a goatee, it's like it doesn't look good.
I look like an asshole with a goatee. Right? I really do. But yeah, oh yeah. I look like the kind of guy that like I'm allowed this or a little bit more. And that's it. Because if I have a goatee, I look like an asshole. That's the only word I can use to describe. I look like that guy. Like that guy. That's probably going to make some sort of a very inappropriate comment to someone serving me a coffee. Like I do not. That's not a look for me.
I could never grow it when I was young. I could do the little flavor saver, and that was like the little triangle, and that was about it.
And anybody that's still rocking a soul patch, stop that.
It's not cool anymore.
I've had a handlebar. I've had a mustache.
Mustaches are cool again.
I had a beard. Like at one time, I grew a beard.
You should grow a beard again.
No
beard again.
Yeah, no, I had a beard. So my look that, again, my betrothed needs to approve of what I've got. She likes this, or a little bit longer, but completely clean shaven, not a good look at all for me at all ever. And I've done it a couple times, but I need a little bit of stubble.
That's fair. My wife she's woken up a few times from a nightmare.
You have a good beard. He's got a good beard.
And her nightmare was that I shaved the beard off.
That was her nightmare?
That was her nightmare. She does not want me to get rid of the beard.
That's a good woman you got there.
But it's okay. So
it's fine. But I think that
in fact, she wants me to grow it longer. And I'm like, it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but you don't have to take care of it. That's my job.
Yeah.
Like, I'll shape that shit up.
Oh, but I think shaving is a pain in the ass. Beard is so much easier.
Yeah, a beard is easier. God. And all you have to do is brush it, condition it, shampoo it. Yeah. It's just like any other hair. But I think that if you like, I don't mind having a beard, but my problem is I look much older with a beard because it's very gray.
Kind of like this pile here, eh?
Well, I've got that too. Like it's like these two strips that are gray.
It's great.
You can probably see it. Like this is gray, and
like
this
is in there, eh?
But maybe that's part of it. Like even a person that looks good feels good, right? And maybe part of the problem is it might not be the pile up of all the pressures, and that's all part of it. But is it the fact that we've given up on how we want ourselves to feel about ourselves?
I think a lot of it is we don't even know what a good way to feel is for some people. You know, because you got so much judgment out there. You know, if you dress like this, it's like, oh, what are you dressing like that for? Or, you know, you're wearing this and it's like, oh, what do you think you're better than me? You think you're better than me? Like, I've actually had people say that because they didn't like how I dress. You think I'm better than me? I'm like, it's just a suit, dude.
It's like golf shirts. You're too good for you're too good for a t-shirt, but too lazy to find one that fits you well.
Right.
And you aren't going to wear a button down because you still want to be business. Like, is business casual the weirdest thing?
It is a little weird.
Like it's a golf shirt and slacks.
Yep.
Like I think a better look, honestly, is a nice pair of jeans, a good, nice pair of jeans
that fits well tailored.
The right shirt under a blazer, killer.
Yep. I agree.
But I think that we've gotten to the point where you walk out of the house looking like shit, and your day is going to kind of feel like that. You're right. You do have a little more of a jump in your step when you walk in standing a little straighter when you're wearing a suit.
Yeah.
And I'm sure ladies are saying when you're wearing a dress or whatever. Like, it's just something different about it.
Yeah.
And I think that we have all these pressures and the whole laundry list of things we've talked about tonight, as far as when did you stop living? It might have been when you sort of meh through life.
When you just sort of decided what was acceptable and what was good enough. Right?
Well, that's right. And peacocking isn't a thing, and now you're an asshole for peacocking.
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense.
Like, okay, like I've worn a suit to the bar or whatever. We've all done that. You know, it's like your wedding or whatever the reason. And people are coming up to you and you're like, so who got married? It's like, well, nobody. Well, why are you dressed like this? It's like, because I wanted to.
And there's certain times when I think sometimes it's too casual. Like, I've been to funerals where people are like, come on, pay respects.
At least try.
Throw a suit on.
Yeah.
Put something on. But I maybe I think that we've got a world where, again, we consume more than we create. We're made to create. I think that you have these things.
Yep, they're distracting us from everything.
They've made us less interesting.
Yep.
Like, it'd be fair to say that if you were to talk to a 90-year-old person, they're going to be insanely interesting.
Very much so. Yes.
They've done shit.
Yeah.
They've seen things and they've lived life. Where if you took the last 10 years, like, when do you think the smartphone became a staple in our pocket? 10 years ago?
Oh, it'd be more than that. I mean, it was 6 years ago was COVID.
Okay, when do you think the addiction started? When did Facebook become a thing? Facebook wasn't that addictive when it came out, though.
No, it's not addicting.
That's fair.
That's a good question. That's a good question, because I remember getting my first iPhone 3GS, and it was like, oh yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yep.
But I mean,
the touchscreen thing was just beyond me. I was like, wow,
it was incredible. Like, I used it a lot for reading books more than anything, or maybe playing the occasional dumb game.
Remember when Snake was the only game you had on a phone?
Snake. Yeah, Snake.
And you can't even get Snake on a phone anymore.
No, not that way, anyways. But when did it get really addicting? As like even Facebook, I guess when Messenger really started using it. But when did it get mainstream? Right.
I think that as we tied ourselves to these devices, we became very defined by these devices, and we became very boring.
Wow, there's a big thing. Okay, so I asked, when did social media become addicting? And shifted into the addiction machine between 2006 and 12 with infinite scrolling. That was it. Where it was just easy, just keep going, right? Because before that, you didn't have that capability of just scroll.
That's right.
Right? Because it was just pieces at a time, and it had to reload and everything, right? And that was infinite scroll was 2006. Okay. The like button was 2009, push notifications 2009, and algorithmic feed was 2012.
2012. The algorithm, that is something that's kept us hooked, because remember, you had to follow somebody to see their shit.
Yeah.
That's not it anymore. Like, your following means nothing. It's whatever you're looking up or interested in at that point in time is what you're going to find on your feed.
Yes. Now, this is when it started getting really interesting, is when they started applying slot machine effect of stuff, like gambling things into social media. That made it worse. Okay. Jackpot, high engagement posts, right? Yep. And 2016 to 18 is when TikTok took over to start using extreme methods of algorithm-driven For You page, removing the need for a user to even choose who to follow. So that was before COVID.
Well, and I think with that, you also that's when the 60-second video came in. Vine was 6 seconds. Remember
6
Vine?
seconds. That was classic. That was great. And you had to be good to get noticed. And there was some really good.
Jean Lajoie was on Vine. I remember watching that guy.
I used to watch some of, remember the Paul brothers, Jake and Logan Paul. They got their break on Vine.
Yep. But I think that maybe, is there a chance that we became very boring, because now instead of sitting there and going out and doing something because you're bored, you sit there on your phone and you doom scroll through shit that is nothing. It's numb. Literally nothing.
Yeah.
And maybe
that's a dopamine hit, though. Like, that's the nice thing. It's just a pure dopamine hit. You're getting that base level of need right there.
It was, but you're sitting there and you can't be feeling good about what you're watching. Like, I think the
feeling
shame is coming
numb.
in.
You're feeling very
There
numb.
you go. Yeah, it's like so I think that we've gone from it being exciting to just
subsisting, it's just like
maybe there's a part of that where with all the stuff we've talked about, have we, instead of going out and doing stuff or having hobbies or taking your kids out here or going out for dinner with your wife, we decide, you know what, screw it, let's just sit there and have the TV going and doom scroll for the next 5 hours and then go to bed.
Right. I mean, that's kind of what people do in all reality, which is really too bad.
You're not wrong. We're all guilty of it.
Yeah.
And like my phone shuts off like at 9:30, my phone won't ring. Like,
correct.
Here's the thing. If you're calling me for work, I'm sorry.
That's smart.
9 o'clock is now you're getting into, unless we're working a deal and we're back and forth. But at 9 o'clock, if you're calling me randomly, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Boundaries on people.
Yeah, I agree. Leave me the fuck alone. Right.
And this is also, I believe, something that has done it to us. When we talk about like life or you're healthy, but you're not living anymore, it's because we don't have hours anymore. You don't stop at 5. You don't stop at 5, and people don't put boundaries on the people that they're dealing with. They'll call you at 11 o'clock at night. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
We opened up that door. We're always available. And I love having an AI assistant on my phone. It is so great. Because if I don't know the number, I'm hitting it and it'll be like, hey, this is Google AI assistant. What are you calling for? Yeah. What can I tell them you're calling about? And you can see them talking. Like I can see what they're saying, and then I can and then answer it if I need to.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe part of it is we stop putting boundaries on people. We assume that we have to be on 24/7, which is not true. And I'll tell you right now, anybody in my business who says I'm ready 24/7, bullshit. You are not. Right. Nobody's working 24 hours a day. Nobody.
No, but they like to think they are, or they tell people that because they just want to feel good about it, right?
And the reality is there's 3 hours a day they're genuinely working. Working, unless you're really, really doing it. But and there are some machines, there are some people that are monsters, man, and I dig it. But they probably also have boundaries. Like at a certain point in time, I'm done for the day.
Yes.
Sorry. And a lot of times it's the ones that are doing very little that are going to say, well, yeah, call me anytime.
I'm so busy. Yeah,
don't call me anytime.
I'm busy all the time, but just anytime you want to talk, you can smell the commission breath.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. We'll deal with this on Monday because that's when we're going to deal with it.
Exactly.
No, I think that for the most part, everybody, if there's something that you think that you're missing and you're lacking and you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, I don't care. There's time to do it. And I think that we need to really look at ourselves and say, are we in shape? Sure. Are we healthy? Absolutely. Do we eat well? You betcha. But if you're not enjoying anything that you're doing because all you're doing is functioning, change that.
One of the easiest things I did, because I was like, I need to do a few things. I need time to focus on things. So I started using my phone as a timer in the morning. So it was like, okay, I wanted to read for 10 minutes and write for 10 minutes. So I set a timer. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden it got very easy because I knew it was going to end at that point in time.
Yeah.
Made it a lot easier to do these sort of things. Just put a limit on how much you're going to do, because we seem to think we need to do a whole lot more. It's like, well, you could do a whole lot less as long as you're doing something.
And myself, I get into this like I'm working on this thing and I'm almost done, but I'm at the fine tuning of a few things.
Right.
And it's driving me nuts because I'm like, but it was done.
I mean, that's editing for you, right? That's just the fine tuning of everything.
Editing's a bitch because you're rolling through all of it and you're like, where was that? Okay, I got to put this in. I got to change this, take this out, move this around. But you don't want to put it out when it's not right. But then again, perfection's a bitch because you're never going to get there.
Like I said, when it comes to writing, because like I had to do a thesis, and I firmly believe that a good thesis or any written work or whatever is never perfected. It's given up upon. You just call it quits and be like, that's enough. I cannot refine refine it any further, you know.
But then we're worried about Johnny Pants 49 saying talking shit about your work, right?
They probably didn't read it anyways.
Probably not. They got
Come on,
the first 20 chapters. Like, I'm done.
Anyway, man, I'm gonna call it quits because I am heading to bed for the morning. I've got to wake up in the morning, as you do too.
So do I. So let's leave everybody with a little final thought. I love the fact that people are taking care of themselves better than they ever have, but ignoring ourselves while taking care of ourselves is probably self-deprecating as well. So
that is a big thing that I've noticed is we're also very much turned into a culture of that's good enough, right? So it's like, I've got the standard to get to this or whatever it is. I want to have this achievement. Yeah. And we start going, we'll go. That's good enough. I'm okay with that.
Well,
like,
and
keep going. There's something really magical coming. Just do a little bit more, just a little more.
And I think, and with this thing that I've been doing, it's like the bar, because this has never been done. I want to be here, although there's no bar.
Right.
There is no bar. It's never been done, but I want to make sure that it's the best, right? Perfection is unattainable goal. You're right. It is. It's very hard to be perfect.
Well, more importantly, it isn't about it's never attainable. Perfection is done through revision, not by getting it perfect the first time.
Yeah, and if there's nothing, just don't be shitty. There's that.
Well,
don't slap it together and assume that it's good.
Yeah, just don't put out complete garbage, and you're probably going to be okay.
Exactly. No, I think, guys, find something to do this weekend that's not your norm. Put your phones down for a bit. Go for a walk. Learn how to play the saxophone or whatever. Like, I think that
tambourine.
Oh, Christ. Or that.
Yep, or that.
But no, I mean, I think spring is coming, summer's coming. There's a chance for us all to be out doing more things and living more life, and maybe throwing on a suit, throwing on a dress, whatever, and gussing yourself up and heading out and feeling really good about yourself for
trying to look like a sharp dressed man, right?
Exactly. Okay, guys.
Excellent.
Learn the harmonica this week. Do it. The mouth organ, as they used to call it.
The mouth organ. Beautiful.
Right. It sounds terrible. Okay, guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll be seeing you again.
Have a good weekend.